And this is the little girl that didn't want her photo taken. Or something, I don't know. Okay. All right, worship hall. What are we going to do in the worship hall?
Worship.
Carmel, write it down.
Wow.
That just means we have to organize worship. Got it? Because everything you suggest, we have to organize. And we have to have people to staff it.
Just kidding.
Okay? Right. Okay. Nice
too
hall.
hard.
By the way, the background on this hall is, it used to be a kind of garage workshop where they fixed cars. And the man who owned it sold it to them. He liked the idea of them being a church having it. His own son was a pastor, but he didn't want to sell it to his own son because he didn't like what his son taught. So they got an interest-free loan to get this church for, I don't know how much, but they're going to have it paid off in 2 years.
Wow.
So it's fantastic, 4.8 acres.
Okay.
So, all right, on the stage, next picture. All right, what do we see here?
Transparency.
Transparencies are needed. That's a need. Something we have to prepare is transparencies.
Why
So you're
can't we
going to have a
bring that?
list, on one side, Carmel, have a list
Yeah.
Why
of,
can't we just bring
The computer and the projector.
projector?
Here's a question.
It's
Before
not
we
ours
answer
to
that
take.
question, are they AC or DC power?
they're exactly the same as us with the same
Okay.
plugs.
Yeah.
Good
Okay.
question.
Okay,
Everybody
so
got
then this
that?
is-
You can use, everything you use here, you can use there electrically.
Yay.
Same plug, same voltage.
Straight nerds.
We take the, we
So if somebody had a projector and laptop, they could bring it, right?
Yeah, let's write it down anyway. So Carmel, you've got a list of activities and a list of stuff to bring. And the reason I say bring it anyway is because on mission trips, things don't always work. Last year on our mission trip, we took all our songs, printed out, and we just held them up. Because we got to places and they had no electricity. So you don't know. I mean, this is, oh, we're also going in, not typhoon, hurricane season. Typhoons.
Cool.
Although they haven't had a good strong hurricane in there in years, they do get good storms. So it's always better to be prepared. So for now, I don't know, if somebody's got a projector, then maybe we can do that.
So is the problem with this one that it's not ours, it's New Lives?
It's New Lives and they need it.
My mom has one and she has a screen. She might let us borrow it.
Write that down, Carmel.
they already have a screen in the Bahamas.
Yes, they
Oh,
do.
okay.
They're projecting
Right,
something out.
okay, next slide. Excellent, good, I'm glad we asked. Or suggested. Okay, this is so, everybody that's a drummer knows what drums they have. And the next slide. And they have 3 kids on the sides playing bongos at the same time. So drumming is a big thing over there. In the bulletin, they had a thing saying, if you want to learn to play the drums, da-da-da-da, you know, and there was some other ballet or something, I don't know what it was. I thought, wow, this is a musical congregation. So, okay, next slide. And for those who might be interested in the sound equipment, there are 6 inputs. Okay, next slide. People are interested in a lot of different things.
Do they have enough for microphones and all that?
Okay,
They
this
have a-
room is used for the children's classes during
Oh,
church.
Jan,
and
I just had a quick question back on the
Oh, I'm
slide.
sorry.
Do they have enough for their sound their own independently, so we don't have to bring microphones or anything?
They have 4 people that sing. When I was during the worship service, there are 4 people singing. I think that's enough microphones. They've got a piano. They don't have a keyboard. There's a guy that was playing a guitar. That's an interesting story too, because if you watch this on one of the videos, this girl comes up and does a scripture reading, right? They have scripture reading as part of their service. So she comes up and does her scripture reading. She's not real confident reading, but this guitar player's just really going at it during her scripture reading. And they all start looking at him. Finally, they shut him up. Okay. So this is where we'll eat. This is the children's room for class, and we'll eat there too.
Are we preparing meals?
Cooking.
I think they're going to do that for us, because when they said to me, this is way back before I went in October, in the email he said, oh, do you have a cook? I thought, no, I don't want to cook. I said, I don't think so. So I said, okay. So I think they'll do it. But if we have people that want to help, that will not be your priority.
Okay.
So if they're, Carmel, write that down, cook assistants as a job.
But not our priority?
No, in other words, they'll buy all the food, they'll probably cook it as well, but it wouldn't hurt for us to offer. Like, we could go, some could go over early in the morning and help and maybe, but our priority is to do the camp
Sure.
at this point. That's a question I can ask Carmel, if I can, just a quick, yeah, you're writing lots of things, that's all right, I'll figure it out later. Ask about the cooking. Okay. Good question. And they have that sign up in that room, Bringing Children to Christ, that's their room for the kids. That's Des and Jillian,
I have a question.
real nice people.
What was the food like?
Are there pictures?
No,
Or-
it was like,
No, I didn't
Just
think just the
normal,
food.
American food?
Yeah,
Yeah,
breadfruit.
it's more American probably. The one thing about the Bahamas is they import everything. So everything has a 30% tax added to it, so it's a lot more expensive. So you wouldn't want to go shopping over there. Shopping is not something you want to do because it's going to be 30% higher than in the United States. The only thing, we will take you to the straw market where you can
Good
buy
plan.
local made goods that are made of straw or wood or, you know, just kind of souvenir type stuff. But there's no point in going to if there was at a mall because, you know, it'd all be more expensive.
They travel to the US to buy stuff.
They do. They'll catch a flight over to Miami and just fill up their baskets and come back. Let's talk about economy while we're talking about shopping. On the internet, I saw, yeah, that's the kitchen.
'Cause it-
They
'cause it's
actually have a
green?
soup kitchen
Like
there on
very
Wednesday
clean.
nights.
Yeah, it is clean.
So, they have a Wednesday night group that meets and there's about 20 that go to that. So I think they're helping, might be, that they're helping people in the community if they're having a soup kitchen. Going back to the economy, on the internet, I saw that
So you want to
the
say
Baham,
help with the soup kitchen?
help with the soup kitchen?
Activity?
That's a
activity?
question, actually. That's a good question, yeah. We might be able to help with that.
If they have it every week, then
If they have
yeah,
every
we'll be there.
we would probably be involved, and we would be there and be involved.
Cool.
Back to the economy. On the internet, I saw that the Bahamas is the third, I don't know the right phrase, best economy in the world. United States, Canada, and then Bahamas. Which, like, why are we going there, you know? But not everybody's well-to-do, and this is something that confused me on my trip is, what is the economy like here? I went around with a lady who was, once again, related to the pastor, and she did not work. However, she had a very nice car, and she talked as if she had money, but she had no job, and she was being assisted by her brother. And it just confused me that she'd have such a nice car, and yet she's not working, and she's on some kind of assistance from her brother. You know, it's just, oh, I haven't got this figured out. I wanted to figure it out. I couldn't credit card. I don't know. Anyway, okay.
Bahamian Express.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're banana trees and sweet potatoes, so, you know, that he was telling me they put the cardboard down to stop the weeds, and then they put the seaweed on top, and then they'll, after 2 good rains, they've got a good fertilizer. Okay, next picture. So that's just in the back, and then there's the basketball court.
Well, there's an
It's,
activity.
it's cracked, but it's probably, it might be in better condition than the one we went to in the Philippines last year. I'm not sure, but it's certainly fine.
That's his wall.
I think an activity could be hiking, right?
So you can know which way you're going.
It's not as jumbled there as it looks. Hiking would be along a road or something. Yeah, but you can write it down. I'm not sure what.
The
I'll
island is
do a
7
Google.
miles wide. You could go from one side to the other.
And it's 80 degrees. Write it down.
People do worse.
Yeah.
That's true.
Scavenger hunt.
Yes.
Yes, write that down.
Hey, that was
The
smart.
entire
I just
island.
told you that.
Okay.
It was all
You
just
stole
like,
my idea.
Now, one thing about this is called brainstorming. One
Yeah.
person will say something that will trigger another idea as well. So don't be afraid to say an idea. Okay.
Christmas party.
Write it down.
Seriously?
Yes.
Okay, right.
Last day we have a party.
Ah,
Not
Okay,
Christmas
grass
party.
field,
Great.
right now, okay, next picture. Okay.
Oh, sweet.
There's a volleyball
Volleyball.
net on there now. This is a swing set. She said that she mentioned that they're gonna get the swing set fixed. I don't know that they need it for us coming, but she said they were planning on it, so.
But they have the net, or should we bring?
Write that down, Carmel. We'll ask about that. Yeah,
That would be
Heather had
cool.
already asked me that actually, so that is a good question. She looked at all these pictures. Okay, next. Oh, so in that area.